Hey guys, MoonHK here, and today I'm going to be showing off a little project I've been working on for the past month or so. Some of you might have heard of it because I've been talking about it quite a bit on IRC and Twitter, but I've only just gotten around to bringing the actual graphics of this project to a presentable level. So I figured I might as well make a video demonstrating what I've got so far. Which granted isn't much, but I felt, there's enough, and what I do have is cool enough. So hey, before I run the game or whatever I have, not much of a game just yet. But before I run it, I'll talk about it just a little bit to give you an idea because things go a bit quick off the get go, I guess, right when you start it off. So you might not be able to keep up. What I've basically created is a simple stock market simulator. I say simple because that's just the way it is right now. I'm going to add a lot more complexities to it, but I'll get into that later. So yeah, that's the essence of it. It's a stock market simulator. Right now I have it set up to randomly generate 100 people, including names and a bunch of other stuff, a bunch of properties, basically. And it'll also take a predetermined amount of resources or money, I guess you could say, and distribute it pretty much randomly amongst everybody. So by the end of this initial generation process, we're going to have 100 people with each one with a random amount of money. Well, not exactly random, but it's a slight deviation of a certain number. It's just an algorithm I wrote. Yeah, so it'll basically give us a semi-realistic system. I've also created 4 companies, but this system can support much more. I just thought I'd make 4. And as soon as the simulation itself starts, people will start randomly trading stocks between themselves after the IPO. They'll first of all buy from the company as normal stock markets work, and then they'll sell amongst themselves, and that will affect the stock price of the different companies, and all that will actually be reflected in the graphs. So I'll just go ahead and run it, and hopefully you'll be able to see what I've just explained as soon as this black screen. There we go. So now it's creating 100 people. We got this nice progress bar going on. Could probably make this a bit more efficient so it goes a bit faster. And then it distributes the resources. So like I said, I decided an arbitrary amount of money, and now it's just basically splitting this up amongst all the people in a sort of random way. And now the simulation has begun. So this UI is purely functional. It's basically for debug. Up here we've got the currently selected company, which is the graph of which you could see right here. This is debug stuff, and over here these 3 lines are showing me what exactly is going on, all the random transactions that are going on. So I think they're around 60 per second, but not all of them actually go through. There's like a certain process that happens, and the result of that gets shown in this graph, which you can actually zoom in on. So yeah, we've got this graph, and that'll just show us the price of the stock. You can actually see this slope right here, which is pretty straight and not very random looking. That's actually the IPO. When people buy from the company, the price actually goes up in a very linear way. And I can actually scroll through different companies. Again, there's that slope. I don't know. I just like pointing that out because it's a really cool little phenomenon or anomaly, I guess. If I zoom out here, you could probably see the slope as well. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, this is pretty cool. After that initial slope, though, it pretty much, assumes a life of its own, does its thing, people buying and selling for different prices, which right now the algorithm will take the price of the stock and then deviate it slightly, either up or down, and depending on how much lower or how much higher it is than the current price, the graph will go up or down. Complexities I plan on adding to the system, which will make it a bit more interesting, are random events, which will have effect on the desirability of certain companies, and the AI will then assess that desirability and either sell or buy, depending on that. And because right now it's completely random. There's no heuristics going into any of this. And of course, the game part of it will come in when the player will be able to assume one of these people and actually interact and see how far they can get. They can, win at the stocks. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. Leave me any thoughts below. And hey, thanks for watching.